They were known by many epithets, yet most historical records agree on the title, the Knights of Desolation. From Knights of Desolation Prologue.
All right, welcome everybody. We are 4 Cremlings in a Pod, and this is episode 2 of the Knights of Desolation. Thanks for joining us. I'm Noah Tubbs, your GM for this game. Just as a quick starter, we're going to do a bit of branded bona fides here, just to let y'all know where we're at. I have gotten through Wind and Truth as of the last recording of this, starting on Yumi, but gotten through all 7 Mistborns and Tress. So I've also gotten through Elantris and Warbreaker and those except for Threnody, and yeah, that's about it.
Hi everybody, I'm Andy Cotton. I'll play the character Pako. Currently, I am on chapter 16 of Wind and Truth. I've also finished Warbreaker and then the first Mistborn, and I'm excited to play.
I am Allie Lester. I play Lukai'kualinaki'ashalor. I have read every Cosmere novel, and I've also read the Frugal Wizard's Handbook to Surviving Medieval England, I think is the full name of the book. So a lot of Sanderson. And this is very exciting to be here and doing it.
Hello. My name is Myles Johnson. I've read every Cosmere book. Wizards of the Frugal. I know it's one of the weird books, but I don't believe it's actually a Cosmere book, and I've not read that, but I've read every other book.
Yeah, it's not.
All right, and let's go through your classes real quick, just to let everybody know what you're playing. We're starting at level 2 here at the beginning of session 2.
Alrighty, Pako is a human officer and a leader. His radiant powers are...
Not yet.
Yeah, he will be.
Spoiler!
Hey, chat, edit that.
Unbelievable. Luka is a hunter archer.
Nazir is a duelist, a warrior duelist, and a scholar going into Art of Fabrian.
5,260 years before the birth of Kaladin Stormblessed. The early morning sun hangs in the sky on a cloudless day, building a searing dry heat on a flat redstone road. Strands of transparent heat spread wave in thin lines. A faint breeze picks up creme dust carved off of rooftops and eastern-faced walls, and storm-faced eastern walls. The sweet smell of truthberry leaves, herbal teas, and calming incense fill the air. Cremlings skitter out of the way of a caravan. Many cloth-covered wagons pulled by chulls approach the outskirts of a city just a few miles from the center of this booming capital. Azimir, capital of the Makabakam Empire. It is instantly recognizable by the uniform 5-story high rooftops and straight, well-numbered pathways that make it easily navigable to travelers such as these, and the many who flow in and out of the capital of trade on Roshar. A truly impressive feat has been accomplished in this city, making it a desirable destination for the many people of Roshar. The bustling metropolis was a flattened heap of rubble a mere 2 years ago, yet through the decisive leadership of the Prime Gandalwa and his Council of Viziers, it has been restored to life. Looking at a map, visitors may believe that the Azish sensibilities contributed to designing this intricately woven, symmetrical layout. However, they would be wrong. Independent, disorganized foremen merely started building atop foundations that have stood since the time of the Dawn Singers. Some believe the layout represents an ancient glyph for the word order or organization. Since times long forgotten, all things on Roshar have been naturally influenced by the storms and the pure tones of the gods. Across this city, there's an excitement in the streets. Today, the Prime Akasix is set to declare the Makabakam Empire's loyalty to one of the world's great powers. Foreign dignitaries will be welcomed in, as, for the first time in decades, the Oathgate will be opened. It remains a mystery who the Shardbearer might be, though of course there are rumors. In this early morning, we find Nazir on the 3rd floor of an administrative building surrounding the Central Bronze Palace, the only building allowed to have 10 stories, and which Lift tells us looks like a boob. On the table, he deals cards for a game of Ganama, or Towers as it's colloquially known, a battlefield strategy game. Across from you is an Azish woman, tall, with perfect posture, an elaborate headdress holding back her dark hair, colorful robes, and loose golden bands on her arms. Your mother, Noreen. The Prime Vizier expects applications to be due next week, and she slides a paper across the desk to you as this game of cards goes on in front of you.
As I grab the paper, can I think back to the wonderful morning and go over my morning routine before I had to deal with this bee?
Yes, absolutely.
Can't say that word. We're not in America. Okay.
This creme shit.
There you go. Nazir grabs the paper, closes his eyes in frustration as he thinks back to the wonderful morning he had. Whatever sound effect, goes with a retraction of time. Nazir wakes up, bright purple eyes, happy, smiling that he doesn't have to wake up to a war-torn battle. First thing he does, as he always does every morning, is get a little water, get some fruit, eat it with a little bit of slowness. He doesn't have to rush to eat. Goes out to his little courtyard. Unfortunately, there's no grass. It's hard as hell, but and he just does some dynamic stretches, some practice swings with his sword. He's still in a level of fitness. After that, he goes to his nice little market where he gets a nice seafood boil from his favorite little vendor, takes the bowl, goes home, smashes it, and then does any logistical work that he can for his friend. Helps with the transportation of food and stuff from farmlands and fishermen on the coast of the Makabakan Kingdom. And then he later receives a missive call from his mother, and it just ruins his entirely great day that he's having. And now he returns back to this trash, and he picks up the paper and looks at it.
She stares at you intently. She's wondering if you're going to actually fill it out this time. She's asked you many times to fill out this application to be a Prime Vizier. When will you stop with these foolish study of fabrials? We are rebuilding a kingdom from nothing. The decades ahead will need leaders well-versed in governance and legislating. Your aunt told me all through your childhood that you would one day make a thoughtful and diligent prime. And still here you are.
I'm going to move my tower piece before I speak.
How are you playing? Are you playing aggressive? Are you playing to win? We're saying this is the first of 3 rounds.
In most ways, he goes about everything. It's the way in which he goes through dueling, which is he's very much a reactive person. It's stand, read your opponent, see what they do, and then with quickness and precision, strike them down if you can. But contrary to his usual movements, I think Nazir's playing aggressively in this moment because he's annoyed.
Yeah, so you're playing first. You put your piece out. You guys have this table manner between the two of you where there's not much thought put into playing. Of course you're thinking, but you both play very quick. You both know this game. You know how each other plays. You can read each other. And so as soon as your piece goes out, hers is next to follow.
I kind of lean back, looking at her move now, and then I go, yes, we are in need of great leadership. It's great that we have someone of your ability, Mother, and I think you would do great in what you do. You don't need me. I do good work, I make sure the kingdom, our empire, gets the food that it needs. And
of course, I do not need you. I am your mother. I need you to do what is expected of you. You are one of the most capable young men in this nation, and still you just sit in your basement working on these devices that you've made no scientific advancements, no discoveries, and I'm expected to sit here and expect you to do this for the rest of your life? No.
Not gonna lie, it's kind of rude. Anything worth doing takes time, Mother. Progression takes time. The increasement of technology takes time. And once we hit the roadblocks ahead of us, it will be good for us all. I think I can do more good with my fabrials than sitting behind a desk talking to non-fake, I think I'm important people. Bureaucracy's stupid. It doesn't matter. It's a lot of cheap talk. You don't need me. You can do that. call upon someone else. I can do good elsewhere. And I think that's good.
Let's have a roll off. We're not going to add any bonuses to these because you and her would probably be pretty equally matched, and she would also.
I think she would whoop your ass in a roll.
But there's also
She probably would.
There's a luck aspect to the game, so it really is just kind of a roll off here. You might have drawn the wrong cards, so let's just see what we get.
Oh, it's just a roll.
Yeah, just straight
Okay.
D20.
Gotcha. Ugh. I got an 8.
She got a 15, so
Hate to see it.
In the first round here, she's going to sweep a lot of your front line. She's going to move in, flank you, take your central tower, and win this first round. So, ever since you returned from your father's war camp, you have focused on these silly devices that are good for only war. By the 10 cat of 6s, the war is over. Nazir, you received the highest possible marks on the public service exam. It is time for you to move on to a more respected position.
Nazir is gonna push a table a little bit. He's gonna stand up and just start stretching as he's thinking of what he should say for this rebuttal. And in overtly too much movement, because I know it would just annoy my mom. Of just okay, my fabrials aren't used for war, okay? Mom, I respect your choices. I do think you're the most brilliant person I know. But you have not been in war. It is brutal, it is bloody, and it does not provide any real benefit to any sides, no matter who wins. I want to help. I don't know. I can't say I want to help the world. That's broad and it's idealistic, and it's not something that any one person can do. I know that. However, if I can do something that can just help some people, truly, in a qualitative way, then I think that's good. With Fables, we can do anything. Maybe we could find just a true way to make just way better farming equipment. The ultimate way to grow crops or whatever we need. Is that not good? Is it not better to feed everyone or provide comfort or a sense of companionship or family than for me to sit in some fancy robe and talk about stuff that no one really cares about?
She rolls her eyes, and because she won the last round, she's going to go first this time. So she moves her pieces, and then you move yours. Do you want to use one of your stances, maybe burn a focus and take an advantage on this?
I think in this one, I'm going to hold off.
Okay.
I'm going to hold off in this specific moment.
She got a 5.
I got a 6.
And just barely you eke out this win. Both of you decimating each other's front lines, and it comes down to king versus king in the end. So you're able to just top it a little bit and take this round. So you're going to be up first. And she goes, point taken. But Nazir, there is more for you in this nation than merely studying in a cramped room with little resources or support. You could do so much more for your research team by rising in the government, providing them with the resources that they need to advance technology if that's something you care so much about. But as a lowly grunt, you have no power to improve your station. The position that you've gained through the public service exam gives you the right to take more, to be an important person in our country.
Nazir, it's just frustration in this moment. How many more of these rounds of conversations do we have to do for it to just stick? And then Nazir is going to sit back down, because he was doing that all still standing, but he's going to sit back down, look deep into his mother's eyes, and say, no one can gain power without losing something. It doesn't matter in which respect of life we wish to seek. Things come at a cost. That could be responsibility. As most positions, whether that's in the field of battle or in the government, you should know this more than anyone, comes with. I may have access to more resources, more teams, but there will be equal amounts of restrictions that may limit the amount of actual good I can do.
And let's have our last roll. You say this as you're placing your pieces.
Okay, I'm going to raise the stakes, and then I'll do the defensive stance. And
yeah, so defensive stance, roll it with advantage.
Do you want me to do my stakes first? Or?
Yeah, let's see if you get an opportunity or complication.
I got an opportunity.
Okay, you're able to, even though you're going second, you see what kind of move she's making. You're able to analyze the situation pretty well.
Rolls weren't the best. It was a 7 and an 8.
Don't worry, she got a 5. And with that, you're able to take her king, wipe the battlefield, take all the cards, and start to shuffle. And she stands up too and begins to pace a little bit and is just going through her mind another way that she can approach you and try to prove you wrong, to prove that you must apply for this position. As she does that, you're shuffling the cards, you're getting everything all set again. A heavy, brusque knock at the door, and in steps piece of creme, Baxtel. This guy is a huge guard. He stands taller than you, he's wider than you, but he never really fought in the war. He has stayed as a guard of the Prime Palace. And so he has a piece of paper in his hand. He grins at you with his partially toothless grin and says, "Oi, Nazir. Yemzil wants to see you."
I walk over, take it. So is he just a guard of, like, my mother?
No, he's a guard of the palace, so he guards both the Prime and the Prime Viziers.
Okay.
But he's the head guard, actually. I should have said that.
Okay, gotcha. And then 2 quick other questions. One, how tall is my mom?
She's probably just a bit shorter than you, but with the headdress that she wears, kind of like Angela Bassett in Black Panther. Like,
gotcha.
She's wearing something that's at least 3-4 feet tall. It's huge.
Gotcha. I think the hypocrisy of Nazir kind of shines through in this moment as he looks at this man. I think there is a little bit of a look of disdain. Nazir kind of carries himself in a way, and he does believe this. War is bad and stuff, but I think when he looks at this man who's like a supposed guard and fighter, and it's like, you haven't seen real battle, dude. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's a weird thing of like, but battle's bad, you know? So he kind of like looks, and Nazir's tall, so like he kind of like looks down a little bit at the guard. He's like, okay. And then takes the paper, looks back to my mom. I do a little bow to her and kind of motion is like, can I leave?
And she gives you the hand signal to just go, as she just she holds her hands together and begins to turn her back to you as she's contemplating just a different way to get you to do what she wants. Okay. And with that...
Wait, can I say a quick thing before I leave?
Yeah, for sure.
Love you, but you lost. Haha. And I just run off.
Door closes behind you, and you begin to follow Baxel, and he clomps through the hallway. You don't even need to follow him. You know where you're going, but he takes you from this adjacent administrative building to the actual Grand Palace. There's an open walkway between the two of them at the 5th floor. Every building surrounding the palace, 5 feet tall. That is the standard across the entire city. The palace itself stands 5 stories tall. The actual palace itself stands 10 stories tall. And so you make your way through the palace. Everything is completely open. There's no windows. There's just openings where it's supposed to be open to all the people of Azimir, of Makabakum. There's a couple curtains here and there to block the glare from the sun and keep people from getting burned. But for the most part, it's a very open concept type of building. On the stairs from the 3rd to the 9th floor, you're heading up. It swirls around the entire building. And ahead of you, you catch Tigzir, one of your best and oldest friends. You went to school together when you were young. You met again when you returned from the war. You studied together. She also got highest marks on the public service exam, but immediately went up to administration on the 9th floor instead of you deciding to take a lower position. And so as she catches your eye, she immediately just runs up to you, goes in for the hug. Nazir, what are you doing for the announcement later?
Nothing if I don't have to.
Well, good thing that we have an extra seat for you at my place. So my parents, they've set up, we have a good view of the palace balcony. So you should come by. You're going to come by, and we'll have food and everything. So just make sure you come 5 minutes early, or you know how my parents are.
Are you bringing the axe hound with you? Is it coming too, or?
Yeah, he's probably staying out in the kennel, but we can bring him inside for a bit.
Yeah, bring him for me. I need a little cute thing to look at while I have to deal with this creme all around me.
She waves. She's clearly going somewhere to Baxel, arms crossed, tapping his foot, just like, let's go, Nazir. He brings you eventually up to the biggest office on the 9th floor with direct access to the Prime's chambers just above on the 10th. She is adorned in a complex weave of fabrics, more complex than your mother. A lot of hanging jewelry that clanks with every movement. Very thin, stoic face that is framed by this intricate headpiece, and she has very piercing orange eyes. You get up here, you have the paper from Baxel, and she is standing there with like a scroll and just kind of tucks that back in, rolls it back up, puts that in her desk, and says, Nazir, thank you for coming. I have a request of you. There's an incident going on in the outskirts of the city, Residential District 74.
What is the nature of this issue?
There's a man of business who has, one might say, interests with the Prime. He is causing a bit of a stir. We are aware that there have been some robberies and no one can quite pinpoint where it's coming from. I wish for someone of a solid mental capacity to go out there and perform an investigation quickly before the event this afternoon. We can't have traffic building up in the outskirts. You know how that would look. She takes that scroll, she takes her ring, the Prime Vizier ring, takes that, puts it in some wax, seals the document just at the bottom, just as her signature, hands that back to you. Please take this as a formal notification that I personally have sent you there, and get this resolved in the next few hours, and then you are free to spend the rest of your afternoon preparing for the event.
As I take the scroll, I look at her and I say, is this truly purely mental?
This man, he is a problem for us. It is best sometimes to deal with problems in a way that you appease them and make sure that they end up leaving the city.
I understand your potential concerns with a dangerous individual, but I am retired. Can you not ask? I look back at Baz. Can you not ask your great head guard here for aid in this matter? Or?
No. He will be accompanying you, but no, this is not a job for one like him. And she gives him a kind of glare, and he just kind of smiles at that. And I was like, I'll back you up if you need to do anything to him, Nazir.
Nail's nuts. I whisper that under my breath. I will complete this task for you. Can I receive some form of compensation for my studies?
Of course. This request does not come without a prize associated with it. As long as you make sure that his problems are resolved and that his Clemma and tallow business can continue exporting out of the country, then you will receive the funds that you need to continue your research. If you would please, I have much more business to attend to today, Nazir.
I bow to her. Do I have to kiss her hand or anything?
No, but as you turn to walk out, she just says, oh, and Nazir, one more thing before you go. Should I expect to see your application for Prime Vizier in this year's pool?
Should you expect? There's an interesting connotation, attached to the word expect. What does expect really mean? I'm slowly walking out the room, like shuffling behind as I explain this word. Yeah, expect. You know what? I'll do what we do best. I'll write you a paper on what you can expect, and I just leave.
Nazir, you should know Tigzia turned hers in the day the application process began.
I know. She's wonderful, isn't she?
That one always puts her best foot forward. And she smiles and then turns and begins to get back to her business as you close the door. As you're leaving, you hear the window brings in this raucous cacophony of voices cheering in response to a radiant flash of light discharging from the Oath Gate. It has finally been opened. Makabakam is already the trading capital of the world, and the merchants right now are ecstatic with the opportunities opened by this teleporter. Out in District 74, you make your ways to the outskirt of the city. Starting from the Bronze Palace, you see kind of the path that has been made as crews worked outward radially, expanding the urban landscape, leaving only the most outer ring in disrepair. The growth has slowed over the years as many who initially worked to rebuild have found jobs in the city. You see that there's a caravan moving towards the city with many injured veterans from the war, bandaged men and women missing limbs and eyes, limping towards the city to be used as political props, neglected every day of the year except for V-Day, today. Is there anything you do as you pass them?
Presumably it's frowned upon for people that are, I guess, not like guards or something to like carry weapons around. Is it illegal or is it just frowned upon? Because I'm trying to think if I would have my sword on me in this moment or not, because I'm not sure if I would.
I think you probably wouldn't.
Okay. I think I'm pretty tunnel vision right now. Like, it's just too much of like stuff like forcing me to do things that I want that I think I just don't even like pay attention to it.
Yeah, you kind of pass your eyes over it and don't pay too much attention. You see more the children running about on chaotic delivery routes. They're not government officials, but they are distributing the Azimir Almanac, a quarterly publication released by the bureaucracy, updating the citizens on recent changes to official policy in both the capital and the whole Makabakam region. While it's generally read by the people, it has finally met true competition with the Herdazian Gazette, a much different kind of broadsheet that the more serious among the Azish call a tabloid. Operated and edited by one man, Hayne Hookman, the sharp-eyed, hard-headed, humble Herdazian reporter. The Gazette has found a wide readership among the many people of Roshar as he established a wide network of span reads to speed the publishing across borders and languages. In it, headlines tell of the political machinations of the many emerging nations, which is more exciting than the minute changes to Azish law that happen every several months. The biggest draw, however, are the back page stories read by adults and children alike of Bax the Green, else caller of Herdaz. It's also still unknown whether this man truly exists or is a mere fantasy, though many report seeing his deeds firsthand, but only through the Herdazian Gazette, and still slightly different from how he may be portrayed in the back of the paper. So, Nazir, do you read the Gazette or even the stories in the back?
No. No. I think at first it's like, oh, cool, little fun story. And I think the moment he like reads like Radiant or anything and that he just rolls his eyes and he's like, man, no. No way in damnation am I reading this crap.
Creme
crap.
The Gazette front pages are dedicated to today's event. If you can't Maka beat 'em, Maka join 'em. And it also there's a little asterisk that says
I fucking hate you.
Maka beat 'em, Mac 'em, bruh.
If you can't Maka beat 'em, Maka join 'em.
Hates this guy.
I mean, we are nerds, so like it is what it is. We're a land of nerds.
There's an asterisk that says it's funnier in the original Herdazian.
It is.
So other updates in the paper that one might see. 3 nations with active oath gates are operated by their leaders right now. Sindarim of the newly established Sindaria in Erie, just north of modern Rira's oath gate, has accepted the invite today with full retinue. Karshan Reshi, the Void Slayer, proclaimed king of the Rishir Empire, a warlord bringing siblings, though his larger request to bring a small army was denied. And the enigmatic new Natanen leader has declined the invitation, and rumor has it she's aware that someone else will be chosen.
Dude, Nazir fully like anytime Sindarin, he just spits on the ground, just fully put to. Like, I fucking hate that kid. Like, just there's no way. Just full. If it's even mentioned, it's just like I get like an instant migraine.
Other stories that you come across are the Flowing One, an immortal Voidbringer, continues to assassinate across the continent, slowly bleeding out officials and ardents with many shallow cuts, leaving glyphs of the 10 foolish attributes carved onto their skin. So this comes with a hand-drawn wanted poster that's very detailed and shows you this flowing one, this void bringer themselves with their carapace and very skinny with a gaunt face and this long braid that is embedded with several sharp implements.
I pocket it.
Yeah. You also see that there's a similar. There's actually two more bounties. There's a missing princess of Thalath, modern day Thalina, and or actually modern day Carbranth with a wanted poster. And you see that there's a Shin man that is wanted, or a Shin woman who is wanted, slightly older. Nazir, you would be aware of this, that prior to this, there were the proper paperworks filed with the Empire to have this wanted poster be present in the capital. That kind of went past you, and you got a little bit of that info. You know a bit more about this one than the others.
Question.
Yeah.
Are they tall?
No, being Shin, this is a slightly shorter person, but
What about the Thalen woman?
the Thalen, it's a younger princess and probably significantly tall. Yeah.
How tall?
Listed on the wanted poster as about probably 6'2".
Okay, I'm going to keep that in the bag. Okay.
As Nazir continues walking down this straight path towards the outskirts, at the exact same moment, Luka passes in the other direction, ships in the night, both looking down at their broadsheets, the Gazette and the Azish paper. Another flash of the Oathgate, and you both feel a strange energy on the air, a palpable fluctuation. You get chicken bumps. The Spren begin to move oddly. Someone incredible just arrived in Azimir. Luka, you passed through no major cities until now, having never thought you would be able to really leave the mountain in a time of war. You are now witnessing a wonder of the world. This is significantly larger than any of the small towns that you saw on your journey. This place is a multicultural mixing of people from every corner of the continent. Your senses are completely overloaded by the new scents and sounds, and even Spren, that you forgot how hard it is to breathe the lowlander air for just a moment. Past the outskirts, you see a 5-story high cliff of stone skyline capped by the palace a few miles away, standing higher than the rest. So, Luka, how did you arrive here?
So I just need to establish something super quick. You said the Oathgate flashed. I did not arrive through the Oathgate.
No.
Okay, that's what I thought initially. So I was a little confusion, but here we are. Okay. Well, Luka has journeyed down from the peaks to continue her training. She followed a contingent of people that were guiding the. Oh gosh, how do I want to say this? The ones that come through the gate, the glorious ones, they came through the gate in the ocean, led them down the mountain, and realized, oh, this is the perfect opportunity to continue my training, which is kind of stagnated in the peaks. I'm trying to be the Kuala'i'iki. I should probably get some worldly experience before that. So she has been traveling around and eventually just ended up in Azimir through all of her travels. She kind of joined up with a caravan, a trade caravan, following where they go. They go kind of everywhere, so it was perfect for her. And eventually they came to Azimir, which is the huge trade capital. You know, they're massive and big and have a lot of exports and imports, and she has ended up there through this trade contingent that she's with.
Yeah, and so you came with these, you said glorious ones?
Yes, so the glorious ones are the ones that have come through the portal in my ocean. They needed an escort down my mountain, which I so generously afforded them with my mentor. And once I was down off the mountain, it was just a little bit easier to go off from there.
Yeah, and these glorious ones, you've seen through your travels, you kind of snooped a little bit, and one evening you saw them making glowing light weavings in the air, drawing these symbols. They're not radiance, you know that. They don't have spren, but Teorin and Ka'a, you know that they're very out of place. You know that they don't come from Roshar, and Now, finally, they're not sticking out in their crazy outworlder clothes. They are always dressed like royalty, him in a very fine pressed suit, and her with an elaborate gown that changes daily, though the caravan could never transport such a huge load of all of this clothing. Luka, darling, it has been a pleasure traveling with you, child. A tragedy that we must part with you here. But let the new Atoma know we give you a grade A stamp of approval.
That is so nice of you. Thank you. Thank you so much. It has been a pleasure. My honored ones. Can I do anything else for you before I go? I am at your service. I would love to be of service.
No, darling, you've done enough for us. Thank you so much. And then, Teorin, yeah, it's time to go now, lovely. We mustn't be any later than we already are. No one warned me that these chulls were truly so slow. He begins to kind of tug at her and try to like get into the streets as you just kind of follow at their heels.
I bow to them. It's a very like specific Ungalaki bow. I don't put my head down in a traditional bow. It's kind of like a curtsy and like a kick.
I like it.
And I say, oh no, please let me impart you a gift of my people. And I provide to them a carved like figurine from the shell of a chol. And it really doesn't look like anything. But to me, it looks like it is a sacred spren of my people. But to them, it probably just looks like a hunk of shell.
All right. Do we want to do maybe a persuasion here? Is there?
I would love to.
Or if there's any other skill you think that
it's beautiful. Apply. I promise. No, I mean I'll do a persuasion roll for sure.
Or any other skill you might think applies.
I don't have anything much better than that, so we're just gonna go with the persuasion. That's a 19, baby.
Oh, Theorin, you see this? This is so lovely, Luka. Oh, I will cherish this, honey. Thank you so much. Do we have anything for her, sweetie? Yeah, just give us something. I don't know. 19's good. Let's see. Give me. Let's turn it up here.
Oh, that's a 1. So
okay,
that sucks.
And so as you're saying this, because of the complication, it gets turned up to a 21 now. And she's trying to give you something as the crowd sort of pulls both of them away. What would an Elantrin give you?
Oh, God, it's been so long since I've read that book.
You're not getting a Sion, because if it was an opportunity, it was going to be the Sion. I'm sorry.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that hurts my heart. I should have lied to you. But I would never do that. I don't know. I feel like just a little like knickknack.
Myles, do you have any ideas of what on that planet would be? What's something unique from there that would be a good gift?
This is fuck. It's
maybe
really
a cool
early.
Rock.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's really early, so I don't really have. How about this, right? You're a hunter. You need light and fire all the time. Could she have like a makeshift little like fire lamp with like the Aeon is the symbol for fire or light? It's one of the two. I think they have both, but it's just like it just activate you like, and then
what if it's like a spark flicker, but like almost sort of like a mechanical spark flicker, kind of like a lighter or like a.
Here's what I'm so. As the crowd begins to pull them away from you, you get this distance. She starts to try to. Only you can see this. There's a very small circle drawn in the air, a thin line that she draws through that, and then in your hand, you find that you're holding the handle of a device that you've never seen before. It gives off a flame inside of it, and in that you see that the symbol that you drew on the air sort of rests at the base of it. And this is a lighting device that she's given to you. Both of them in a mere moment are out of view. They've very intentionally tried to get some distance from you, while Ka'av was also trying to give you a gift and be like, okay, take this, bye-bye.
I think as they're long gone, and I'm just like, oh, thank you so much. Like, this is so wonderful. I will treasure this for the rest of my days. And I look up and they've been gone. Like, I have been talking to the air.
So do you begin to step even further into the city?
I think I take a second and I just take it all in for a moment. I've been traveling for quite a minute from the
Months.
peaks. I've been through lots of things. But this is by far the biggest city that I've ever seen. And I am not quite willing to step into it yet. I am more used to my reclusive small towns, my own hometown of the peaks. It's not very big. And I just need a second to take it all in, and I look all up at it. And I looked up in real life. I don't know why I did that, but I look at it all, and then I take a step in. And then another one. And I go into the city.
You step into the city, and in these streets, you are pretty overwhelmed, but you see performers such as musicians, dancers, magicians, each with their own designated platform, clearly licensed to set up here around the market. Just as much as any merchant or salesperson, you see that there's exotic instruments being played that you've never seen in the Horneater Peaks. One particularly catches your attention in this moment. It's a box that is being stretched and squished. Nimble fingers plunge black and white keys inward. You see a thin Alethi man with deep black hair sitting on a low stool as he plays it and looks up to notice you watching it. And with a glint in his eyes, he winks, and creation spren, thin, silvery outlines of the instrument and the stool itself, begin to dance to his rhythm. And before you can watch anymore, the crowd begins to pull you away, and there's a final wink as you're pulled away.
I fight so hard to stay there. I'm so interested in this. And I definitely have stayed, at every instrument and, performance I've seen, I've stayed a little bit too long just watching. But this one, I'm really fighting the crowd to get back there. Can I roll to talk to this guy or try to get back there?
This would be a dexterity. If there's
dexterity, can I say agility?
Yes, we can do agility. Yeah,
I would love that. Okay. Oh fuck me, that's a 12.
You try to make your way back, but then another flash emanates from the Oath Gate platform. The crowd goes wild. The music picks up. The dancers are invigorated, stepping to a faster beat. And while this is all going on, you see a designated signboard. You see this wanted poster for the Flowing One, this Voidbringer with long braided hair and carapace that has a pattern not too dissimilar from your own vitiligo. And you've seen this in a few small Makabakam villages that you pass through on the way here, but it looks different in the city now. The dancers are invigorated, stepping to this faster beat, and because of this, you start to remember your mother dancing in the air with her Windrunner squires, the night they all left forever. Rumbles of the storm below vibrate through the ground. Street lamps illuminate rapidly from east to west as the storm passes. Blue and green moonlight reflects off of the pool, mist and steam illuminating the glowing figures in the sky. Radiance with their many spren. What spren do you see with them?
I see Spren. I see creativity spren. I even see pain spren. Sometimes it's painful to see brilliance. They dance with them anyway.
And these people all know. They know they're going to leave their families tonight. They know that this is their probably last time in the peaks, and as far as you know, it was. Anything else that you see here?
Those are the ones that really stand out to me, and I don't know how. I was not quite old enough to really. There were so many that I don't know if I even knew the names of them. But they were glorious, and they glowed so beautifully. And those are the three that I knew, but I'm sure there were so many that I just did not know the name of quite yet.
And there were many more, but there were some spren you saw only that day, only in that moment of joyous sadness. And your memory begins to fade again as if they were all flying up into the tranquil halls above. But in this exuberance, you come back to yourself, and only someone like you, a sighted, would notice the windspren dancing in an alley, waving its hand to get your attention.
Oh, hello, my glorious one. I will come with you. And I don't expect it to answer me, but it's honestly, at this point, it's more like I'm talking to myself, but I am addressing it quite formally. My honored one, my glorious one, you see, you have something over there? I come with you. I come with you.
As you start walking towards it, it begins to dart straight. And then down an alleyway, down another one, through residential entrances, off this beaten path, until you round a corner as you follow it and see an axehound sitting on its haunches, tongue out as if it's smiling and flicking the antenna on top of his head.
There's no way. I look it in the eyes. Can I do I don't know, perception roll?
Yeah?
That is a 14, but I go, no. Prayer?
It chirps and chitters. It jumps 6 feet into the air and runs in a circle through the sky, taking off, bounding further than it possibly could, stepping on the air and rising to a rooftop above you, 5 stories above you in just a mere moment. And then it looks down, drool dripping from its jowls as it kind of smiles at you.
I follow so hard. I'm following that guy. That's my guy.
Give me another agility to get up to the rooftop.
That is an 11. Wait. It's another 12. Sorry, I can't read.
You take a little while. You have to find the right places to get up.
I try to do like a cool like bouncing off the walls because there's like lots of handholds and stuff, and I think I can do it. But my feet are slipping, my hands are slipping, and it just takes me a minute. I just cannot get a handhold on anything good enough to get up there fast enough. I'm frantic with what I need to get to this axehound like right now.
And you're not used to this lowlander air, but as you begin to pull yourself up over this rooftop, a blue wispy windspren swirls around your head and stops right in front of your face, forming into a young woman. You're so fun.
Oh, and I do like a bow with my hands in front of my face. Oh, hello, my honored one. I'm so sorry. I am in the middle of something at this moment. What can I help you with quite quickly?
We're so glad we found you again. Prayer, you remember him, right?
Oh, of course I do. Yes, he was there in the moments when everything changed. I would never forget.
Oh, he doesn't either. He thinks about you all the time.
Really? Oh, I think about him all the time too. I've always wanted a companion, and I thought I had one, and then suddenly everything was gone.
We both felt that something important was going to happen here today. Do you know what it is?
No, I have just arrived here. I thought everything I've done to this moment has been important, but there is something important happening here again today.
Yeah. That's why we're here. That's why we thought you might be here too. That's kind of why we came. Human can, well, and she looks sheepishly off to the side. Well, you gave Prayer a name. Would you maybe give me a name?
Oh, if that is what you request of me, I would deign to do that. Let me think. I think you might be Freedom, for you are free like me now that I have left the peaks.
I'm Freedom. And she spins around and dances through the air. She turns into an axehound, into a rashadium, into a sky eel, just constantly moving through these different forms, growing, shrinking, transforming. In this joyous freedom, she dances through the sky. It reminds you of the way you were just thinking about your mother and the windrunners dancing through the sky. And then she gets right in front of the axehound's face and starts making chittering noises similar to what he makes. And there's an affirmative like, and they both perk their heads up at the same time, sniffing the air, walking in circles for a little bit, and then standing with 3 of its legs pointed forward and nose to the east, like a bloodhound here on our planet. He's pointing to near the center of the market, closer to the Oath Gate.
Oh, my good boy, my good boy. And I pat him on the head. Yeah, I guess I pat him. He doesn't really have fur. Yeah, I pat him. What is that way? I should go that way?
And Freedom goes, over here! And they both take off. And he's jumping between rooftops because he's able to somehow touch the air with his feet and bound off of it like a trampoline.
With all my training in the peaks, I have like sprinted through the woods, like Merida from Brave. Like up there's all these like targets that I have shot a million arrows into. So I take off sprinting and follow.
All right, let's do one more agility check.
Come on, dice. That is a 17.
All right, you're able to keep up with them pretty closely, but they still keep a little bit of distance from you as they go just faster than you.
Oh, wait, I'm coming. Slow down just a second. I'm coming.
But like a dog on a hike, they don't have to double back and then look at you and then keep going forward. They just keep a good pace and you're following behind them. You reach the destination that's being pointed out to them just in time. Through the 5th floor window of a building, you see an injured soldier that both you and Nazir passed earlier. Under a hood, you see a bandaged eye, leaning on a crutch with one leg missing, completely downcast, muttering something that you can't hear. She stands across from 3 bald people of different nationalities, but it's hard to tell what genders they might be because of the shaved heads. One does wear a thing that you've only seen once now, a safe hand sleeve, but you know that that is a symbol of Vorinism, and they all look stunned. She pulls back the hood to reveal a long braid wrapped in silvery thin wires and a woven with jagged metal blades. Glowing with stormlight, she pulls off the bandage and you see the pierced eye begin to reform. Next, the bare leg shoots out of the pant leg, and in a fervor, she whips her head, digging blades into all 3 people simultaneously, spraying blood throughout the room. Only you see the black pattern swim across their clothing, as if directing each blow. But then it sees you, and she turns her head and stares into your eyes. The Oathgate flashes again, and in the brightness, she changes into a different form. You see now the flowing one in front of you.
What did you just do? They were hello. And I'm just like stuttering and really cannot speak, and then I fall into like a fighting pattern, and I do not know what the motivation was behind doing that, but I know that it cannot be lawful. What was that? Why did you do that?
Prayer begins to bark and chitter in an aggressive way, and the being starts to like move towards the window as if to lunge towards you guys. Are you gonna stay or are you gonna try to run?
I'm fighting. I'm saying.
She dashes to the balcony and then dives downward to the street below and begins to run.
I sprint right after her.
Staying on the rooftop?
Yes, yeah, it's a very Mistborn, like, Vin-ish, like, as much as I can do that, I am following her on the rooftop.
And as you continue running across the rooftop, you see someone you recognize from Shadesmar. Now, let's cut to much, much earlier in the day. We find Pako in one of Azimir's great libraries, atop a grand ladder reaching a high shelf. Sunlight streams through the intricate windows. What are you wearing today?
Today, Paco's wearing a sort of a gray tunic as a shirt, and then just some regular trousers. He's trying to keep low key around here.
Have there been any changes to you in the past 2 years physically?
Meta speaking, have we been able to recover from previous injuries or no?
So your knee is still partially messed up. Is there something you do to accommodate your knee?
Pako has a wrap, a very tight sort of cloth and leather wrap around his knee to kind of stabilize it, as it's not as good since that one fateful day.
Sir, please get down from there. You have not presented the proper documentation to access that material. There's a diminutive elder Azish lady that is the librarian here that has been saying this for a while now.
Storms, I'm just trying to figure out something. Why don't you just leave me alone?
We cannot do that, sir. You have not provided the proper documentation. And a hand is put on her shoulder. You see a larger man in guard uniforms. Yep, that's the one. Reports of the Herdazian who ran through customs enforcement. Thank you for bringing this to my attention, madam.
Well, you guys have the books. I'm just trying to read them.
They exchange paperwork between each other, turning jurisdiction over back to the city guard, and he stamps it with a silver signet ring. All right, son, need you to come down here with me. You ought to submit.
You're going to have to put me down. I'm staying up, and I'm going to read this book.
Look, I gotta read the whole thing. You can't keep interrupting me. You are to submit to administrative detention for questioning. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you
What's your
say
question?
can and will be held against you in Azish courts.
You know what? And then Pako just kind of slides down and starts walking away.
If you run once more, we will have no choice but to increase your fines.
I ain't running. I'm gingerly walking. And he sort of limps. He sort of limps away.
And we cut now to several hours later. The cleanest prison that you've ever seen, reflecting the values of this society. On reflection, it seems like the first mistake you made was offending the city guard. The second was losing an argument. Clearly, a man like you cannot settle lengthy paperwork with mere handshakes in this town.
Pako has a little bit of lavis in his beard from his not substantial but filling breakfast or meal that they gave him. And he's just sort of looking around, trying to determine what's the easiest way to escape.
And so they gave you a meal while they were doing the questioning, brought you here into the actual prison. And as soon as you hear the clink and the guard starts to walk away, you hear a voice you recognize. Ha ha ha! He's here but late. Looks like I win again, Spren. Maybe you'll learn one day to always bet against human punctuality.
Storms, I got a hangover. Leave me alone.
In the cell across the hall sits a shirtless man that you recognize from the beach that day. On the heavier side, but clearly muscular beneath, he must have done something quite offensive to earn the very heavy chains and shackles that are keeping him down. Though you don't think you've ever seen someone so relaxed while chained that tightly. A shimmering, translucent white figure mirrors him, kneeling. At least we can finally get out of here.
What are you talking about?
Me and my spren here I had a feeling that you would get locked up almost as soon as you step foot into this litigious society. Today's a big day, you know. Can't spend the whole thing locked up now, can you?
I don't intend to. Who's your friend?
Oh, this right here? Travels towards truth?
Interesting. Can I speak to this friend?
Yeah, it looks up at you, it acknowledges your presence, and it's making the same kneeling position as his bonded partner.
Oh, he travels. Is that how you say your name? Travels towards truth? You want to do me a favor, and there's a little lock right here, and just open it for me, and I'll unchain your muncher there.
It just kind of nods at you. You hear this intention, this whisper on the wind, as not a voice, but a misty cloud kind of enters your ears and says, "We'll get there." As you speak to Travels Towards Truth, True Man, he's going to speak up and just say, "You see, I don't really want to be no kind of king. Figure that out about 2 years ago in the Shades place, whatever. I'm on the pursuit of happiness, and I know everything that shine ain't always gonna be emerald bromes. But what about you, friend? Are you interested in any of that kind of thing?"
Really just trying to my main interests at the moment seem to be getting out of here, reading some books on maybe how to heal people, maybe find some truth, find some healing for me. Personally, I don't necessarily want to be a king, you know. Got a cousin who's a king. Seems like a lot of paperwork and meetings. Don't really like meetings. But anyway, we could talk and stuff after we get out of here. Understood?
Understood, friend. That sounds like you're on the way to truth. Realizing that that's maybe not what you want to be doing. Well, even before the first oath, you should be able to handle something like this. The shimmering outline of his body stands up and strides through the bars, reforming on the outside. You see a key ring form on the hip. It holds up 5 fingers in each hand and begins to count down. 4, 3, 2.
Pako is starting to brace himself, thinking that it's going to hit him or something.
It walks towards your cell in excitement, grabs the bars.
He's clenching his teeth. He's squinting his eyes, doing the safety squint, crunching up.
The key ring gets highlighted, kind of. It glows a little brighter. Your attention is drawn to it, and as soon as it drops its finger on 5, you see that the key ring kind of swings towards you a little bit. As soon as that happens, a guard on patrol reaches the starting position where that spren began, and the second hand begins to count. 5, 4, 3. At 3, a flash goes off outside the cell window behind you. Though you feel the air fluctuate, there's not really time to think. The guard comes over, as predicted, to get a good view out of your window. Body begins to fully overlap with that misty form, and with the cheering outside, make a thievery check with advantage.
A thievery check. You got it. Got a 17.
Nice. With a simple movement, you...
So, wait, can I explain what I do?
Yes, please.
So, reaching out of the bars, as he comes closer towards me, I unclench and I see my target of opportunity. Pako reaches in and kind of flips up the keys towards him, and sort of a deft push with his pointer and ring finger, like so many card tricks he's done before, switches it over to his other hand and kind of tucks it in his waistband.
Yeah, love it. You do that. The guards all begin to run down the hallway and get together at a better viewing position. You look over at the last moment as you hear loud clinks. In a simple movement, True Man shakes all the shackles off and is just standing there as if he was never inhibited in the first place.
While he does that, seeing what True Man's doing, I'd like to roll a stealth check to see if I can quickly unlock the lock.
He makes this loud clinking with all of his chains hitting the ground and stuff. He's clearly not concerned about the guards at this point because of the oath gate finally being booted up.
Yeah.
Everybody's a little too busy, and he just goes, well, let's get moving, friend. Don't want to miss the big show.
All right. And he unlocks it and then quickly gets out of the cell and stands right next to Truman. Well, seems as though you're my goncho at the moment. Lay on.
Well, you hear that, Travels? Never been a goncho before. And we cut to a little bit later. You guys snuck out a window.
As it is a subterranean Azish prison, there are small windows for light. But the windows are not reinforced, and it is not very customary for Azish prisoners to escape. Thus, it's somewhat of a light security prison. I'd like to think that Pako just kind of punches out the window pane and slips out and then grabs Truman's hands and pulls him out with him.
Hell yeah. And you guys sneak out that window. How are you guys setting out for the palace? Are you kind of just strolling together, having a conversation, or are you kind of making pace?
You don't want to run away from the police, obviously, because that would make you a target. So we sort of make a slight hobble, at least in Paco's case, towards the busy street, and we kind of get mixed into the crowd, and then we go at a somewhat of a leisurely pace, mostly hanging to the sides of the busy street, poking here and there into bars for a second to rest because of Paco's knee.
So let's have both Luka and Pako roll perception and add a plot die to that. Let's turn it up.
Oh, fuck yeah.
All right.
Okay. Oh, that's a natural 20.
He rolled a 12, and then he rolled a 4 for the plot.
Okay, so natural 20 and then a 4.
Okay, so the 4s are nothing on the plot die, but with the nat 20, you already get an opportunity. The opportunity can be that as you're chasing the flowing one, running through the streets, fully hooded, kind of weaving in and out, you're able to fully keep track of her, even though it's very hard to with the huge crowds here and not seeing the full physical characteristics, just the flowing clothing around her. You see someone you recognize from that day on the beach. You see the Pako as he's walking with the other man, the true man who was talking about Voon Makak. You see both of them. Is there anything you like yell down to them or like try to get their attention in this moment?
Oh, I ever recognized you. Did you ever get my joke? As I keep running by.
Pako looks up to Luka, and then he looks over to Truman and goes, "Oi, Gaunt, you wanna interact, or you wanna keep on stepping?"
Let's hit the rooftop, friend. I think we got some things to do there.
Alrighty. Is it like a ladder or is it a stair situation?
Yeah, there's multiple means of egress to get to the rooftop. So you guys are able to find.
Yeah, so Pako chooses the mildest path to get up as his knee is sort of starting to act up as much as he's walking.
Yeah, you've traveled through a lot of this city today, and a lot of it not by your own volition. You both hit the rooftop and are able to see, because it's so flat up here, you're able to see exactly where Luka is ahead of you and catch up with her and the Axehound pretty quickly.
Oh, I see that you got an Axehound still?
Oh, I do not hear you. I am running. You gotta yell that shit. Yeah, I do not hear you. Unless you're telling me a joke.
Oi, lady! Lady!
I look over my shoulder.
Stop.
Hey, I'm kind of busy. Can you go a little faster?
I'm gonna roll an athletics check
Yeah, please.
if I can. That was a 18 plus 3, 21.
Nice. Yeah, you're able to keep up despite the pain in your knee. You're so invigorated by this moment. All of your military training kind of kicks in, and
I like to think it's sort of the adrenaline of the moment, just breaking out of prison, seeing someone that you recognize from another realm. He's sort of juiced up at the moment, ready to get up to Luka, and he comes over and he kind of just taps her on the shoulder. "Oi, lady!"
Oh, hello. Are you helping me follow this suspicious person?
I was about to say, why are we running?
Oh, that is a very suspicious person. We are following her.
Do you always chase suspicious people? Or is this just sort of a new trick that you've been doing?
Oh, I've been following suspicious ones all my life. Not very many, but now, yes.
Okay, that kind of makes sense as why you called out to me. But yeah, okay, I guess we'll chase and run, and I'll try and keep up.
You seem quite familiar. How I have seen you in the God's Realm?
I don't really know what it's called. I thought it was a dream, and then I saw this guy. He says his name's Truth Man, and I remember that from that dream. Sort of a vision sort of deal. Can we stop real quick so I can take a quick break?
True Man, he's like, it's called the Shades Place. And with that, we'll cut away from you guys running across the rooftops. We find Nazir across from a upright Azish gentleman, well-dressed, dark cheeks reddened with anger. Twice now, I have returned to the city to pick up new supplies, and somehow it's all still disappearing. I pray that this time they sent me someone competent to handle my issue. Someone has been stealing my grain, and I have implemented a full work stoppage for my trading company. And as he says this, he makes a big deal to all the people walking past, because he is such an important man, on all of my imports and goods until the issue of my grain exports has been resolved.
Can I do a deduction on this loser to see if he cares about just, like, it's a money thing, or does he care about getting grain to help others?
It's a money thing. You don't even need to make a check.
Nazir's gonna take a deep breath, as he has practiced many times, for coming into any situation with aggression is not smart. Takes a deep breath, then looks back at the guy, gets mad again, and then picks him up.
Unhand me? What is this? I thought you were from the Prime Vizier. You presented the proper documentation. You did not have the proper documentation to lift me.
I look at him, I kind of bring him close, and I'm like, I am not a Vizier, buddy, okay? Now, you're gonna first of all calm down. You're gonna give me good information. I'll help you. And then you're gonna change your attitude for the better. Am I clear?
Baxel lets off a hearty laugh in the back. He's a goon that is enjoying watching someone else do the dirty work for once. And so he gives you all of the information. He's stuttering and stammering. Sorry, we cut back to the other guy, not Baxel. He's stuttering, he's stammering, giving you all of the information that you need, but the face is getting redder and angrier. He's feeling very disrespected, but after a quick examination, you're able to just find one of the barrels that sort of seems off. You hit it, and you hear a groan inside.
Interesting. Look in the barrel.
You open it up, and you see just grain on top. Normal barrel. Exactly what the rest look like.
Stuff my hand in it.
You reach in, you feel something a little bit squishy, and you dump out the barrel. Out of it rolls a young man who is nearly the exact shape of the barrel. Shoeless, big, puffy cheeks, contented smile across his face, tummy popping out above a blue sash, Thalen eyebrows dropping outward like a Fu Manchu mustache on his head. Thanks for getting me out of there, Babsk.
I'm gonna kneel down a little bit and look at this guy. I can't help but laugh. Actually, this is hilarious. like yeah, food's meant to be eaten. Screw the other guy. And I kind of just like look at him over. And I'm just like, was the food good?
He stands, wipes back the eyebrows. You swear in this moment you see the blue sash stiffen around his barrel shape, and it condenses down into a pretty standard-sized figure. He readjusts his typical Thalen sailor's garb, and a very askew headband is righted, and then he just starts walking away. And he's like, "Ooh, that was some good food. Thanks for asking."
I'm gonna walk kind of next to him and say, personally, I don't really care that this guy lost some of his, I guess, means of production, making money, whatever. You know the drill. However, I'm curious, what is your deal?
Oh, I'm Klaus Mockel. This must be Azimir, right? Makabakum Capital? Big show going on today?
Wait. Say your name again, man. What? It's what?
Klaus Mockel.
Klaus Mockel.
Oh, you don't say it right with your Azish accent. Whatever.
It's a little rude. Okay. Kid's weird. Okay. What are you doing? Right in this moment.
The Oathgate flashes again, and he goes, "Oh, it's almost time. We got to get going, friend." And he grabs your hand and starts moving towards the palace. He's also 2.5 feet shorter than you.
2.5 feet?
Yeah, he's a short little child.
I hold my ground. He can't move me.
Come on, friend. It's time to go. And he's pulling on you.
Well, friends answer other friends' questions, and I have a duty to fulfill, so I do at least need to know what you were doing in that barrel, at least.
Now, Nazir, looks to me like you know this Thalen thief. Maybe even collaborating with him. You're Babsk, he said. Real interesting. Real interesting there.
I'm gonna... Violence isn't the answer. I know this. Nazir, again, breathe in, breathe out. Turns, says, "Shut up," looks back to the kid. "What's your deal?"
And as the kid's about to talk, Baxel just interrupts again. "As chief of the palace guard, I invoke my right to seize authority of this matter from a compromised individual pursuant to Article 12, Clause 15. Nazir, you are under arrest for working with your conspirator. Would you like me to read your rights, or can we skip the pleasantries? And he's smiling huge with his missing teeth.
I'm gonna step to him, and I'm gonna say, I understand you're a palace guard, so your education might be a little low. But let me make it very clear to you. 1. I'm a hero of the war. 2. My mom is a prime vizier. 3. I know way more important people than you, so do you really want to invoke some measly clause against me because someone that I do not know said the one singular word Babsk? Do you think that singular word invokes you with enough power to even mess with me in this moment? And I'm going to step to him. I think when I first came to like Azimir, a lot of people avoided me because like coming off of a war, it wasn't like a stench of blood, but there was just like violence that almost always emanated off me. And I think for the most part that has kind of gone away with me just chilling, doing Fabrial stuff, studying. In this moment, I think a little bit of that comes out of like, I am a person that has killed many, and I'm going to try and intimidate him in this moment.
The big toothy smile that he had drops into a grimace, and he stares you down. So let's do this pose.
15 plus 2, 17.
He gets a nat 20 here, and he
Wow.
begins to lunge at you. But in that moment, his feet don't actually move, and even though he has the nat 20, he falls flat on his face. Cosmere also got that nat 20, and he stooped down, grabbed his feet, and something happened, and then he stood back up and kept strolling ahead. Hands behind his head, kind of leaning backward, whistling a Thalen sea shanty. Just taking his time, walking through the streets, and he's like, "Come on, Babs, we gotta go."
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it pushing. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it going. Like if I there's no video evidence. It's just his word against mine. I don't care. Yeah, I'll leave.
He looks to you and is like, hold on real quick. There's a connection of light that grabs a rooftop nearby. He holds onto your hand and like pulls you up. The light continues to contract as you guys soar through the air, and he just kind of swings you onto the rooftop, and he lands pretty daintily. But let's do an agility check for you.
Nat 20 plus 3, 23.
Plus
Yeah.
nothing, nat 20.
And plus
yeah,
opportunity
that's it,
is what that
that's
means.
Fucking
So
it, baby.
what's the opportunity you take here?
I think it's just like if this guy's powering up right now, I think I just show him like he probably presumably at least has like some recognition of me, right? Just pure skill. Yeah, I don't really need this crap. I'm good. It doesn't matter what I'm in. I'll be fine. As I just kind of like barrel roll.
The wind streaks through your hair. You did not expect to fly here. You did not expect to see someone use their powers in this way, like a Spider-Man web slinger, to pull you up to this rooftop. What spren does the moment itself attract, and what do you attract with your opportunity?
I think there probably is a thing of glory spin in some respect, because I think
Yeah.
it still does ride off the last thing with me telling this guy, like, I am above your station, which has maybe some higher position level, like, are calm sprint a thing?
Yeah, we can say that it's maybe relaxation spren. Or...
Yeah, relaxation. There's a thing of comfort of, like, everything's going to be all right. I've been in worse. This is really not a situation or, like, the things that are coming at me are not one that are scaring me at all.
Cosmere smiles at you, and he just starts taking off across the rooftop, just at kind of a stroll, but enough of a speed that he can leap between the chasms that are made by the streets below. He is just grinning. He's just like, today's going to be a good day, isn't it, Nazir?
No, I think the day's ruined already.
You guys continue making your way across the rooftop, and at the same moment, you see four other figures: True Man, an Axehound, Pako, and Luka. All of you who were at the Shadesmar Beach at the exact same time all sort of converge in this moment, and you all are approaching the central palace courtyard, which is where everybody is gathering together for the big event today.
I fully do not engage with these people at all.
Yeah, I see Nazir,
Yes,
Like, I
so
see
you guys
him.
all, there's like one moment, we're not going to do perception checks. There's just one moment where everybody sees everybody else.
Yeah,
Sort of like the Charlie and Mac in the restaurant thing.
Yes.
I fully look away. Like I'm in a car and you don't want to look to the side. I just fully don't look.
Oi, Luka, isn't that the guy that we saw over in that Shades place?
yeah, I think that's him. Should we go tell him a joke? I think we should tell him a
You can
joke.
try, I guess. I'm gonna go over there and I'm gonna say hi because I thought that was a dream and legitimately have no idea what is happening.
Well, I'll tell him a joke when I can see him again.
All right,
We need to go get that guy.
rock up.
And I'm
And
gonna
he
keep
starts
chasing.
walking over.
Taco
I
Man,
keep
you
chasing.
gotta get over thinking that was a dream. That was realer than I ever wanted anything to ever be, my man.
You know, sometimes I like to think that bad things in my life are a dream. It works out a lot of the time. Anyways, hey, big
That
tall
ain't the
man,
truth, brother.
remember me?
You hear a little voice from the little guy there across maybe 4 or 5 rooftops. Hey, I'm Cosmere. What are your names?
Pako! I'm the Pako! Who's that big tall guy?
That's Nazir.
Nazir! Nazir, look at me! Oi!
I refuse to turn.
He looks for like a rock or something.
Yeah, there's some creme built up on the rooftop in a little. You can just
He
peel
takes
it right
he
off.
takes like a wad of creme, kind of compacts it in his hand. I want to use an athletics check. I want to beam in the back of the head.
I don't even want to know what wet creme feels like. I bet it's horrible.
Let me give me athletics to catch
Yeah,
it.
it's far enough away that I can give you advantage on that athletics. But the original
For
throw
me?
is for Nazir.
Okay.
Good lord.
Got a 23.
Jeez Louise, that's crazy.
Got
I
a
got a
nat
19.
20 plus 3.
Oh, I got a 19.
Nat 20 with the opportunity.
Wait, can we say that you catch it, but you still get shit in your face? Sorry, creme in your face.
You're able to raise your hand up against it, but it sort of still sprays through your fingers in a way. And is there anything else you want from your opportunity here?
I just kind of want to close the distance.
Cosmere is just gonna double over laughing. He's like, Nazir, Pako got you.
Pako walks up and says, I don't remember if we officially met in real life. I'm the Pako. This is Luka, and this is her axe hound, and also a guy named Truthsayer or something.
True man. Come on, Pako.
True
Are you
man
for
broke
real?
me out of jail.
Who are all of you? I have no idea what is going on. I was chasing someone and now we are all talking to each other. What is happening right now?
And this is, of course, my friend travels toward truth. And so both of them bow together, perfectly synchronized.
And Pako is just kind of looking at him weird, and he's shaking his head. He does not understand the formalities.
Luka does the exact same bow. Hello? Who are you? I was chasing someone and now I was forced to stop and they are gone and now I am meeting people. So who are you? I'm honored to meet you.
Your name's Pako, right?
No,
That's
I
the
am
name.
Luka.
If you wear it out, that does quite a shame. That's Luka.
Okay, Pako, catch this. And I punch Pako in the face.
Uh,
I
can I dodge?
Yeah, so we can do. So he's gonna have to roll. You could use.
No, he just eats it. He eats it.
He just eats it?
Yep. He just
Wait, what am I rolling?
he just eats the punch.
Luka sees this and goes to grapple Nazir. I don't know who this person is, but I told a joke to this guy one time, and so I feel a kinship with
Well,
him.
I don't know what this saying is in your country, but in Hadaz, it's called a Hadazian handshake, and he goes and tries to punch him.
Wait, can I roll to like? No, I'm tackling the fuck out of this guy.
Hey, you guys are both gonna tackle?
Yeah, we're
Yeah, who
both
wants to
going
go
to attack
first?
you.
Let's see if Luka can tackle Nazir in time to pull Nazir out of the way of the Herdaz handshake.
I just want to say, vigilant stance is auto activated. You're not hitting shit.
Well, let's talk to my nat 20 that I'm totally about to roll. Is this like athletics? Like, what am I rolling?
Yeah, athletics for a tackle. I think that makes sense.
Okay. And that is a 21.
Yeah, I'm looking at the guide for grapple action just to make sure that I know what it is.
Yeah, I know. I rolled athletics. I know that it's a 2 action points or whatever.
Am I allowed to strike?
Yeah, you're allowed to take your hit. You need to beat the, what did you just get, Luka? 20 something?
21.
You have to beat a 21 to actually land a hit, or she's diving, taking Nazir out.
Yeah, I'm going for the legs.
Wait, hold on. I'm in vigilant stance. I'm gonna give you disadvantage on that. I'm gonna use the focus and.
Oh, that's fucking rude. But okay, all right.
Roll that again.
Are you talking to Luka or are you talking to Pako?
Luka.
Okay. 18 is my disadvantage.
I got a 16 plus 5. I got a 21.
Can I still punch?
Yeah.
So wait, I just want to say this. As Luka, you try to grab me and fail. I'm just like, you're too short, and I just like stiff armor.
Yeah, like I'm trying to go for your legs, and you just like hit me like right in the throat, I think.
Okay, I rolled a 19.
What are you trying to? You're just trying to punch me?
Yeah, I'm just trying to hit you in the stomach.
Okay.
My reach is too small, so I'm just going for you in the stomach.
Oh wait, shouldn't you be trying to hit my beat my defense?
Yeah, beat your defense.
Oh yeah, you passed my defense. My defense is a 16.
You take your one arm to stiff arm Luka downward and keep her away from you while...
And that kind of opens up the midsection.
Yeah.
And I just kind of punch you. I punch you kind of in the ribs.
You hit me. I eat it pretty well. I've taken way worse.
Yeah, I was gonna say, take some damage.
No, wait. That means I have to take some damage as well.
Yeah, neither of you are taking real damage from this.
Okay, yeah. We're just kind of play fighting then.
Yeah.
No, Nazir's actually annoyed. Like Nazir's like, I had a great start to a date, and I have subsequently met more and more annoying people. I think subconsciously Nazir goes for his waist to grab his sword, and he looks, and he's like, I gotta chill out. I gotta relax. And then he like looks at Pako. You know it's rude to throw shit at people or crem at people.
Pako smiles with a bloody smile because you knocked him in the chin. And he goes, well, it's also rude to ignore people. So I say that we're even.
It's not rude to ignore people you don't know. I don't know you.
Sure enough, we know each other. We were on the beach. Remember I said, what do we do now? And that was a while ago.
What's my last name?
We were on the...
Huh?
What's my last name?
You have a last name.
I do have a last name. What's my last name if you know me so well?
I only have the one. That's quite strange. See,
It
our
is.
friendship is blossoming, and I just found out something new about you.
I removed my stiff arm on Luka.
And so Cosmere is already helping Luka up to her feet. And, hi, I'm Cosmere. What's your name? Shaking everybody's hand and being like, what's your name? I'm Cosmere. I'm Cosmere.
Cosmoggle, I don't know if I should be talking to you.
Are you going to give me a handshake too?
Hello, Pako. I've heard your name a few times now yelled across the rooftop. I'm Cosmere. Nice to meet you.
That was me, Pako, yelling my name. What a coincidence that is, you heard it.
The six of you have arrived in the center of the city. There is a vast, flat, circular market carved into this city, the 10-floor capital crowning its northern apex, with a main gate welcoming all citizens in to voice their concerns as the polity. Anyone with Azish expertise knows that typically a large line forms here each day. The market is typically many tents and canopies protecting the stalls and performers. However, today that has all been removed, like in preparation for a high storm. The market is absolutely filled with both people and spren, though you can tell that there are pockets of foreigners by how they stand compared to the Azish, who are culturally, they respect private space a little bit more. They stand with a solid distance in between each person. It's not a complete overcrowding. Cosmere, he runs to the edge of the building, gripping it with his toes and doing a Michael Jackson lean forward over this 5-story rooftop, both hands over his eyes to block out the sun, and just goes, "Whoa! This is incredible!" And blue rings of Allspren are appearing around his head. The Knights of Desolation are Andy Cotton as the Pako, Myles Johnson as Nazir Alethlin, Ali Lester as Lukai'kualinaki'ashalor, and me, Noah Tubbs, as everything else. Cover art by the incredible Ari Ibarra, at ARIIRF_ on Twitter. Music by Net Denizen Lane, aka Lane, and special thanks to Arjun Joshi, my deputy DM. Thank you for listening. Smash those like and subscribe buttons. You can find us on Twitter at 4Cremlings with the number 4. If you have any suggestions for names, flora, fauna, new spren, Silver Kingdom's era lore, or any other thoughts, leave a comment or email us at 4cremlings@gmail. Still the number 4. Thank you to the legendary Brandon Sanderson and Brotherwise Games for this amazing world and system we get to play in. See you in 2 weeks as we continue the journey of the Knights of Desolation.